Hi everyone, my name is Piterpakulski. Today we'll continue building financial model of a street food business idea. We have different types of street food spots, and we've already calculated at the previous videos pre-rolls. For our chain, we calculated the revenues, and now it's time to move to fixed costs. But our fixed cost may also have some seasonality. At different time, at any given moment of the time inside the timeline, we have different amount of street food spots, and we have to take into consideration all this information. So now let's create a new block of inputs for fixed costs. So we are creating a new block of inputs. So what we will do, I will go up and copy the header of the table. So fixed cost item name, then here I will put the type of street food spot. So this is fixed cost item 1. So let's say we have 10 types of costs. Here in this area we will be putting the dollar value of the expenses, of fixed cost expenses that happen inside the typical year. So all this data is our inputs, so we color it with blue, so because blue is a specific color for all our inputs, because later when we will be creating different scenarios, we'll be searching just for blue colors, and we will be adjusting only these numbers because all other cells are formulas. So this will be the fixed cost items for street food spot type 1. Now we will create the same table for the street food spot type 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So this one, then 2, 3, 4, then 5, and finally 6. Now we will consolidate these expenses. So here I will take fixed costs, let's say fixed costs consolidation. Here I will put the type of street food spots. Here will be the names of spots of types. And now we'll create totals. Totals for this. So now we've consolidated the data, we need just to extrapolate this data to the right. And now we will add coefficients, so fixed costs coefficients. So here will be the street food spots. These coefficients will be needed for future scenario play. So when you finish with financial modeling, you will be very interested what will happen if these increases, if this group of expenses will rise or decline. So it will be very interesting for you. You will find a lot of new information. So this will be a percentage format, and also this will be an input. So this coefficient is local. And this coefficient will be global. And now what we will do, we will add all these coefficients to these values. So I will be copying this table, fixed cost consolidation plus coefficients. So you may ask why we're doing this at the moment, adding these coefficients, but when you will have your financial model, when you will have your business plan done, you will ask hundreds of questions. What will happen if this? What will happen if that? So usually new business starters ask a lot of questions if they want to have a success. If they don't ask questions, this is the most dangerous situation, because if they don't ask questions, it doesn't mean that this scenario won't happen. They just avoid this scenario in their mind, but the probability of happening of this scenario may be very high. So that's why scenario play is very important part project analysis. So what we are doing now, so we are taking this value, multiply on this coefficient, then we to a local coefficient multiplying, then global coefficient. We are freezing this cell completely, and now we also add switching on off coefficient. If we want to switch on and off this or that type of spot from calculations completely, then we press enter, extrapolate this formula to the bottom, to the right, and now for example we can switch off these groups, three groups of spots, three types of spots from calculations. So we can easily do that and see the cash flow statement, simple, discounted payback period, what will happen with our business idea. Then for example, if we don't want to completely switch these spot types from calculations, we can just, for example, ask a question: what will happen if fixed costs will increase on 50% for these spots, and we will see how these expenses grow, and they will later flow into the cash flow statement and affect the financial efficiency. So it is very easy for scenario play. Or we can, for example, ask a question if all expenses will increase on 20%, or we will take just 70% of our current level of expenses. What will happen? How the profit will grow? So, and we can easily play with this data without playing with inputs themselves. So this is shorten the time that you have to prepare your model for and use scenarios. So you are delivering scenarios very, very quickly, and that's what we are fighting for, because during business analysis you will prepare maybe 20-30 scenarios for your understanding of your business idea. So now we have to extrapolate this information of the typical year to the whole timeline, and we must multiply this data to the amount of this or that types of spots at any given moment. So what we will do now, we will create a timeline for fixed expenses. So fixed expenses timeline. Then we place here the types of street food spots. At first we are not just even cropping this data, we're just taking pulling the information directly from the previous table. So this is our first step. This is the preparation step. So these are the expenses with seasonality, and now we have to multiply these expenses on the amount of spots at any given moment inside the timeline. So I will copy this table, fixed expenses, I will take these values and then I will go up and find a table where we have the amount of spots for each street food type. Amount of checks without operating activity, and here is the amount of spots at
any given moment. So I'm multiplying that cells on these values. So I'm taking January's values, and here are the multipliers, so because this table shows us how many street food spots of type 1 we have at this moment, at that moment. So for example, some of them will disappear because these spots, this portrait of spots delivers us losses. That's why we see that here we have 2 spots, then after a period of time these 2 spots disappear, and now we just press enter. Now here we have zeros because we've adjusted the previous tables, we've cropped the data, and here are the final values of fixed expenses for our chain. So I will highlight it with red because these are the expenses, they will go to the cash flow statement. So for example, we can see that here we opened in February 23, we opened some spots of street food spot number 4. So these and for example we want to add 3 spots in April 25, so we can go up. So here I will go, so this is the April, we are going to April 25. April 25, for example, we want to add 5 new spots, and we can easily go to our calculations and see how this information was quickly added. Here they are. So we can add, delete different types of spots and see how much financing will we need to start the business, what will be the cash flow statement, so we can create a chain very quickly, we can create a huge amount of scenarios very quickly. So this level of automation allows us to work with our financial model very easily and show it to third parties, your business partners, your bankers. This was the story about fixed expenses. So if you find this video valuable, you may give us a like, subscribe, share this video with your friends. You can also order financial models from scratch for your unique business ideas. We can help you with that.